So I'm joined now by Tom Sigafus, who's the chair of the Allingham Festival, which is taking place this coming week. Tom, you're very welcome. Thank you for joining us here on Arts House.
Well, thank you very much, Kira.
So Tom, can you tell us a little bit more about this festival and what its whole ethos is?
The Allingham Festival has been a traditional festival in Ballyshannon, and in past years it has focused mostly on literary and artistic events. And we have a very strong literary program this year as well. But in addition to the literary side of the program, we also have 2 days that are dedicated to some very new outlets for creative activity. Those include computer graphics and digital storytelling. So the Thursday and Friday of the festival, which will be the 6th and 7th of November, will be given over to this new technology and the business opportunities that it creates.
Brilliant. And I suppose just finally going forward, is this what you see the Allingham Festival being for the future?
I think the Allingham Festival is going to continue to be a leading-edge showcase of new technologies and business opportunities in the Northwest. So we are very, very excited to be in this position, and we hope that it will continue to attract both the creative people and the people from the entrepreneurial world who can take advantage of this and help with the economic redevelopment of the region.
Yes, it's one of the biggest television programs in the world, and now 5 design students from Magee have got internships at a company who work on the special effects for none other than Game of Thrones, and that was after they were scouted at an arts festival in Donegal. Did you know these internships were on the table, or was that something that kind of came out of nowhere?
That came out of nowhere.
And we're here at the launch of the Allingham Arts Festival 2014, and I'm joined by Minister Caroline Coolan from the Department of Culture, Arts and Leisure in Northern Ireland. You're welcome to Ballyshannon.
Thanks very much.
The theme of this year's festival, Minister, is creativity across borders. Is the Allingham Festival and Backing Ballyshannon, which is the local development initiative, do you think it's on the right track going down this route in terms of providing a platform for engagement in relation to this?
Absolutely. I was saying to someone earlier on, and not to be political about it, but I mean, creativity doesn't stop at borders. It doesn't begin at borders either. It's something that flourishes. But I know the Northwest, even just through the City of Culture, and even just, being a good friend of Donegal, hasn't received the investment it should have over a period of decades. Creativity, and certainly through creative industries and through the digital economy, but through local artists and local creative people, have actually seen opportunities, and what they're doing now is just arguing for their spot. And I think the best way to convene a good message and give a good example like that is through, obviously, the festival. But the question for us all is then what happens when the festival ends? And I think tonight is about sticking a pin in local and central governments and actually putting a good challenge.
One of the biggest challenges that the Northwest have at the moment is that Northern Ireland is a little bit further behind the rest of the world in terms of engagement with design. Other countries already accepted that design should be integral part of their business model, and I think in many ways much of our industry see it as an add-on. We're going to great lengths at the moment trying to build in opportunities to embed design into other disciplines so that we can filter design methods through other industries.
I would like to see both arts councils across the island actually stepping up a bit more, particularly in this area, and doing particularly more work around local creative industries, local artists, festivals, the digital economy, and I think that's a challenge that arts councils need to rise to.
The excitement, the challenge is there's some fantastic new technical innovations around at the moment. I'm thinking about near-field communications, I'm thinking about proximity devices, the Apple iBeacon, the tremendous excitement that there is around the iWatch, lots and lots of creative opportunities in that space. So it's the technology space for me that is where the challenge is and where the excitement is.
What happened in 2014 was there was an opportunity to take on a 2-day program as opposed to the usual 3-hour slot that we would have had before. And in that we were able to put in inspiring creativity and engaging enterprise. And that was the kind of theme over the 2 days. The first thing that we wanted to do was, in previous years, the students had been showcasing and doing workshops. So they were providing a lot for the festival, but they weren't getting a whole lot in return other than a little bit of teaching experience and workshop experience. But this year, what we decided to do was bring in some world leaders and some local and regional leaders that were able to give them some know-how and best practice that they could take away and actually learn something from that.
But we ended up then with Uproar Comics and SPIN VFX and various other people from industry who, you know, helped us mould what we think we'll probably do next year, and have started to create something that could be potentially very beneficial for this university going forward as well. SPIN VFX, who are Emmy Award winners from their visual effects work on the Game of Thrones, to get them was a bit of a coup, and to get Nisha herself. I suppose when you apply for something like that, you don't know what to expect, so you're kind of taking a bit of a punt. But what happened was she really immersed herself in the whole culture of Ballyshannon and the festival, and she threw herself into the deep end and enjoyed every part of it and got involved in every part of it, in the adjudication and in the workshops specifically with the students was a big part of it. As a result of that, what she did come back with was this offer of a lifetime for 5 students to come over on a 1-year internship with SPIN VFX in Toronto. And at the minute, that's what we're working through is organising to get the students out there and get it tied in with their study workload for their final year, but also to, I think, get that industry experience on board and then either stay on if they prove themselves worthy of that, but if they choose to come back, then again, what can come out of that? You know, could they set up something like that back here? Could they still be involved in visual effects? Will they find an area within those pipelines that they can see as a future career for them? And I think that's I suppose the hidden gem that has come out of Allingham 2014.
The Allingham Festival was fantastic. It was a great weekend for us. We headed down together as a class. We ran workshops and attended workshops that were held during the weekend.
I think it's going to be an amazing opportunity. The last 2 years, I've really got into 3D design and digital compositing and stuff. It's amazing, like seeing what's possible, what you can do. The only limitation at the moment is that it's so hard to create real, amazing looking projects like you see on TV and stuff because of our limited resources. In fact, we're working alone, so it's going to be a great opportunity to actually work as part of a real company that makes proper things that look amazing. It's going to be really good.
Creatively, it's a great opportunity to just get in the door with SPIN VFX, you know, to see what they're doing and actually learn what they're actually doing.
Well, it's going to be the first major step into the creative industry, so it'll hopefully be an amazing experience and get to see a bit of the world, which is also going to be wonderful, hopefully. So, yeah.
I think the most important thing that you need in any of this is complete passion. I mean, if you look at the 5 people that are going out there now at the minute, they've got a unique talent in specific areas, and they're driven towards creating the best that they possibly can in them. And I think that even at A level, you know, it should be becoming apparent at that point what you are actually interested in and start working towards it. If you're interested in film, then you should be trying to make film and stuff at that point. As you come into Magee, then we start honing your skills, we start getting you involved with industry, and because we have so many contacts in industry, we run projects that are actually professional-based projects, so you learn very quickly how to work with clients and how to produce stuff that will actually be you know, used in industry.
I suppose when you're filling out that UCAS form or you're thinking of 3rd level, at that stage you don't really have a clear understanding of what it is you want to do. You will have interests in certain areas, but I think it's important to choose a course that it's going to allow you to develop, you know, and by year 3 or year 4, whatever the course is, I think that at that stage that's when you should be making your decisions of what kind of creative you're going to be within the industry. For young creatives at the minute, the younger the better that you start is even for parents out there that are thinking, if my kid is creative, what area should they be getting into? One of the most important things is to keep drawing. The more drawing, the better, because if you can draw, you can kind of gear yourself to go into any of these industries, whether it be 2D, 3D, film, moving image, whatever. I think the opportunities are there. Within that course of Design at Magee, that is one of those courses that ticks all those boxes. So within your first year, you do spend that time testing the water on all elements of design, and hopefully by year 3 you will come out as a multidisciplinary designer, possibly a specialist in a couple of areas.
I was doing programming originally. I got a foundation degree out of it at the local college, and instead of pursuing my programming, I decided to leave that and pursue design.
I'd say go for it. Like, I was unsure about this course because of the amount of digital work, because I was more into traditional work, but I've learned a lot doing this, and the opportunities available are really good. So
I'd say just once you're in the door, put your head down, work hard, and the great thing about this course is you don't have to really know what you want to be doing at the start, but at the end of the course you will know what you want to do.
Well, for me, coming to the course was the way I found out what I wanted to do. Before I came, I sort of had an idea. I wanted to do something digitally creative, because I knew there wasn't any money in painting. So yeah, it's a way to find your path and hopefully lead you to a career that you will enjoy doing.
I think it's a great chance for you to figure out what you want to do and figure out how to do it. Like whether it's digital compositing, 3D, professional development, graphic design, everything's offered in the course, and you get to test the water.
I think the biggest thing that we saw this year was the amount of students that were interested in turning up to see things that weren't necessarily part of the Allingham Festival before. There was a lot of interest in the animation, a lot of interest in the film and the workshop side of things, and I think that, you know, next year we need to basically keep that momentum going. We need to bring more industry professionals down to talk to students, talk to smaller businesses in the area, and try and develop something from that. I think potentially we have created something that people will feel proud to be asked to talk at, and that, you know, with the backing of people like SPIN VFX, I think we'll start to create waves this year that may, you know, produce other companies in a similar manner next year.
I think there's an opportunity to get all 3 local colleges or universities involved in that region. You've got Design at Magee under the School of Creative Arts. There is opportunities under the School of Creative Arts for the different subjects there to get involved. Letterkenny IT, who were involved this year, first time they had been involved as well, and I think Sligo IT as well. So the 3, Sligo IT, Letterkenny and Design at Magee, I think there is an obvious combination there that could work well. And Ballyshannon kind of sitting in the middle of that, with the Allingham being used as a showcase facility. I think there is a possibility of that there. Once we get the universities and colleges involved, then it's a matter of looking at local creative enterprise, and getting them involved with the universities and colleges, because at the end of the day, what you need is the industry informing the courses. And I think within that there's an opportunity to generate courses, modules, or whatever that are specifically tailored to growing creative industries in that region.
And today we've seen a lot of joined up thinking in terms of from the education sector. We've had second level students, we've had third level students here today, and then we've had the business sector. Do you think, working with community development organisations, that's the way forward, to have joined up thinking?
It's the only way forward. I mean, having arts, creativity, the economy, and higher and further education working together. I mean, this is an example of what it looks like.